Hi, everybody. We are here. We are live. So, this is our Your Connection to Spirit on every other Tuesday. So, I want to greet my two co hosts, Wisdom Seeker Joan
Hello.
and SunPsychic Jean.
Hi, everybody.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for coming to this show and doing this with me. And thank you so much for helping me remember the timing of this show. Oh my gosh. Wow. Um, I see that we already got some people here. Carolyn Cooper, Kenneth Edwards, CJ, and people are starting to come on in. So that's great. Well, Um, it feels, ladies, like we haven't been here together in a while. It really feels like it's been some time since we've been here. How are you both doing?
I'm doing well and kind of getting the yard and everything ready for the end of the season, which is always sad. I still have flowers blooming, but some of the trees are starting to turn and all that. And yeah, so always
Wow.
lots of fall chores to do. How about
Yeah.
you, Jean?
I just was up in Pennsylvania for a 90th birthday party, and I noticed that the leaves were changing up there, and it was only a couple hours away, but it's a little bit, maybe very choosy down here, but not yet. Up there, it's a lot more apparent. It's amazing the difference in the cold weather, how fast the trees will change. But I'm really excited. I had posted a girl that talks to trees on my channel, on my
Oh,
posts, the community page. And I just love her, but she's on Instagram and I can't, hopefully you guys can click on it and get the Instagram thing, but I'm sure you can because
cool.
it's the link, but she's really neat. I haven't seen too much of her, but she's so authentic and she stands there in front of the trees and she holds her palms out and extends her energy as far up as the trees, like you extend your energy and then you greet each other. You don't like just go into I mean, I was like, yeah, makes sense. And I love that she loves trees. And then she sits down and talks to you about this rock that she wants to tell you what the rock told her. I love it. It's so cool.
A nature
Wow.
girl. That's
That is
wonderful.
so cool. Well,
Hmm.
here in the Pacific Northwest, it's a little overcast. Some of it because the weather's changing, but some of it is because of forest fires nearby. But we do not have any change in leaves yet. Nothing. We are very green still, which I mean, we're called the evergreen state, and it's for a reason. um, we are just very, very green, and I'm surprised because our August was so dry. I thought, oh, this is going to start the trees changing, but it has not. So,
So I did hear that there was a little rumble in Oregon. Did you feel any of that? Was any of the It
I
was early. It was like overnight last night. It was like at 2 a.m. or something. I think they said it was on
oh,
September 8th, but it was the night of September 8th, and it
wow,
was an
no, I did not.
hmm Oregon had a little rumble, and they said it didn't like trigger anything, but and like you said, Terry, you've always said that um, as long as it's the littler ones, it's important, it's healthy.
Yes.
Um, but I just wanted to tell everybody I'm doing in October. Now I know it's only September. I'll remind everybody, but in October I'm going to be doing a couple of specials for ghost stories. And we're going to be doing it on Zoom, and I'm going to be telling you about my ghost story, about my um the ghost I had in my house. And then I also have some film and some pictures of different types of ghosts and stuff. But what I wanted to do was invite you, if you have a ghost story that you would like to share, it would be like sort of everybody going around telling their ghost story. And depending on how many people that have stories, they can send me their pictures if there's any pictures, or if you just want to tell your story. Um, it's going to be fun. So I'm going to do it on October 12th and October 18th. And it's just that week that I'm available. So
Well, that
I'm going to
sounded
do it.
so much fun. Yeah.
And it's not going to be spooky. It's just going to be like your experience with things that go bump in the night, or your experience with, metaphysical or paranormal type of things. No crazy, scary stuff. Yeah, because like haunted houses, I don't like that. But ghost stories, that's a little different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds fun. 'Tis
That
the
does
season.
sound very fun.
And I thought everybody needs to get excited about what's coming up. So
Yes.
Yes. And when she says you, she's not talking just to us. She's talking to you in the chat. If you have a story, check it out.
Definitely.
That would be great. The more, the merrier. Um, I want to point out that the questions are open, and our banner says that we're pretty much going to choose the regular, questions, nothing political, nothing medical, but we're going to choose the other ones. It's all going to be at random. It's really nice if you put your questions in all caps and surround it with emojis. Basically, make it as obnoxious looking as possible, because the chat moves pretty fast for us and it's hard to catch them. And what you don't see, because it's behind the scenes here, but we catch them and put them in a big pot, and we choose them randomly from that. So this is a great time because we don't have so many questions right now. So go ahead and put in a question if you have one, and encourage others as they come in to put in their questions. Um, Also, we will try to announce ahead of time who is kind of in the queue. And what we'd like you to do is to just say, I'm here, or something, or hi, just anything to let us know that you're here, because we often need your energy to read these questions. So also, if we need feedback, maybe we get something, we need a little bit of extra info to figure out what they are talking about over there. So, well,
yeah.
ladies, I'll share that I have had one long weekend here. I went to a fair on Saturday in Everett, just a one day, and got some really interesting readings. In fact, one was quite interesting. It was somebody's daughter had died just 6 months before. So,
Oh,
so soon. And the daughter, when I asked her to come forward, she put this lovely tapestry on my stage, and it looked like burnout velvet. It was all these curly black velvet, and then just this lovely kind of ecru behind it, and she just spoke to her mom and her sister from there. And it was a good reading. She was a pretty good communicator. And then after we were done, they showed me a picture of her. And it's usually them gasping when I say something but in this time it was me gasping because she had the most beautiful black curly hair and beautiful skin. The the tapestry she showed me was her.
Oh, wow.
oh,
And she had told me how beautiful she loved beauty, and how beautiful, and the tapestry to me, because I really love black burned out velvet. It was, yeah, I'm the one was gasping then, and so
oh, how
Oh,
beautiful.
fun.
yeah, that was fun. And then I was on Allie's show, and it was a pretty interesting show because we didn't really plan anything, and there was a healing involved, several healings involved. And then Monday I had a reading. So it's been really a lot going on over here. Yep. Okay. So if you're ready, I'm going to let you just chit chat just a second here. And I'm going to look at these questions and see What is
I'm,
the one?
I'm just trusting that everybody here also had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Monday. And it was Labor Day came pretty early this year. I think Labor Day is usually somewhat, I think it was the first, wasn't it? It was right at the very beginning. So it seems, and school has started around here. Now,
Yeah.
some places school starts in August, which around here, thank goodness it doesn't start until after Labor Day. But, hi, Lord Kemper. So nice to see you. And hello, everybody. Mangled Unicorn, Sue Toffee, Eddie Kenneth, CJ, Steele, Carolyn Cooper, Amy Harris, Rush, Amanda Carroll's here. Hi, Amanda. Nice to see you. And Akila B is here. Hi, Akila B. She's lurking. And Karen Robinson. So nice to see everybody. I think I got
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
But mhm.
Okay. So the first three are going to be Mangled Unicorn, Edward, and Rush. So if each of you could, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're
Yeah.
here, but just say, I'm here, I'm ready. We're going to start with Mangled Unicorn here. So Mangled Unicorn says, can I get a few cards for what's coming for me? I'm going through my grandparents' end of life journey, just trying to make the landing soft. They're going through the same thing as my dad, renal failure. And I know there's a second one. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, right here. I'm not scared or sad, just focused on helping them. My brother and I are, because we'll need to step up for whoever is left because they are codependent. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to the first one because that has all the information in it. So,
Okay.
ladies, let's read on this however you want to. If you want to pull a card or you want to, however you want to do that. Okay.
Well, I wanted to start with if everybody knows Matt Frazier, he had a good podcast. He and his wife do a podcast, and they had a hospice nurse on, and I think she has her own podcast. I'll look it up and put the link in while the other ladies are doing their show. But it really informed me because Matt Frazier talks to dead people all the time, but the hospice nurse really had a little bit of a different perspective and really helped me to see things a little bit differently and see things in the eyes of the person who's passing, and that they are often very calm and very ready to go and prepared. They've often dreamt about loved ones coming to see them. Sometimes they think that they're in the room with them. Sometimes they reach for them, and the end of life is such a precious um, well, divine, and there's another name of another word I'm thinking of.
It's holy.
Yeah,
It
I was going
is.
to say holy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and it's just such a beautiful time of life, and it is. It's to be cherished and celebrated their whole life. Not just the what's and it's hard for us because we are taking care of them and we're very much involved in their end of life care, that we don't see their life as a whole or their human sort of graduating to the next level. And knowing, I mean, I know that you say you're not sad because you know that there'll be loved ones greeting them. Um, but it's it's a bittersweet. It's a bittersweet to have that knowing, yet watching the difficult happenings or the difficult situations before their passing. It's bittersweet. Hmm. But I would maybe, I don't know if you already did, but maybe ask them for a sign. Uh, to let them know when they get there. Like my mom says, text me when you get home.
Yeah. I'm going to give some of this from Earth Joan rather than what I'm getting from Spirit. And maybe this is a combination of all of it, because I've been through this several times. And it, a friend was doing this for her father about a year ago, and she asked me to come in. And I, just because I've done this a couple of times, I was kind of shocked by, oh, no, about how things just didn't come naturally to her. So this is what has worked for me, and everybody's different. So find the right people to work with and everything. And all the situations are different. I can't recommend hospice highly enough. They are so trained in being able to see, oh, can't you see she's clenching her jaw a little bit? That means she's in pain. It's time to go find the nurse and do the next round of whatever medication she might need, because you don't want them to be in pain. So I would just kind of sit bedside and take notes about, okay, when was the last time that they had medication? How often should they do it? And just kind of, and that occupied my mind too, to kind of keep on top of the schedule of things happening, talk to them or read to them or sing or do whatever would make them feel good, if that seems to be the right thing to do. But you can also, it's also really important to just sit there and be quiet. And I know at one time with one person, I was sitting and reading a book about hospice and how this woman, and then other things happen when you're away. They can pass when you're away, depending on whether that's what they want to do. And I'll tell one story about my sister-in-law. This had been going on for a while. They said any day now, anytime now. And her aunt, who was like in her 90s, came to visit and wanted to chat and talk. But it was a time when my sister-in-law needed to be kind of quiet because they're doing their own work. So we went to a little other room in the care center, and the sister and the aunt started talking about all the people in her family. So these would be like aunts and uncles of the person who was passing, and it was a huge family. She went through all 10 or 12 of them one by one and told about their place in the story. And then she looked up a couple times and said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but she did. And I learned all kinds of things that I didn't know. And it was that night that my sister-in-law passed. I got the call like at midnight. It was like, by doing that, she was calling in all of the ancestors and all the people on the other side. So don't feel like you have to be crowded in the room and just say, oh, you meant so much to me or whatever. Allow people to be where they need to be, and allow it to be quiet. One of my first mentors said, don't hold their hand all the time. You can hold their hand for a little bit, but that keeps them here. And if it's time to move on, you send them energy, send them love and all of that, but don't do anything that will physically keep them there if it's that point in the journey where making the transition is the thing to do. And don't feel bad if you're not there in the room when they pass, because that's the choice that they made too. Let's see what. Oh, and the other thing, whether or not you've been trained in it, if it feels right to you, just go to their, send them energy. You can send them energy with or without touching them, and just kind of tune in yourself and ask Spirit to send exactly whatever energy he or she needs at this time. And you might be at the top of the bed, and you can put your hands on their head or their shoulders or wherever, sometimes on the kind of in the stomach and the chakras and everything, and just send, on the chest and around the belly button area, and send energy there, and ask for them to be released in accordance with their plan, and to ease, to let them let go of anything that might be holding them here, those types of things. This may, I started out because my sister-in-law didn't know about any of this stuff. At one point, I just said, "Can I hold your hand?" And she said yes, and that helped. And then she got okay with me, and I said, "Can I give you this, this energy stuff?" Yes. So there's those types of physical things to do, but keep time, keep bedside quietly. Don't feel like I have to talk. Let me see, Spirit. Is there anything else? They're showing me snowflakes. These are just my experiences, and just to give you an idea of the variety of things that can happen, because they showed me a snowflake. Each journey is unique. Each snowflake is a snowflake, but no two are alike. And know that whatever happens was the way it should happen. As far as taking care of the other people who will be left, that's another reason to not feel like you have to be bedside 24/7, or to see if you can get somebody in rotation, because this is going to be a long journey if you're going to have to be the person taking care of them afterwards too. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint for you. So take care of yourself. The people who are passing, they have everything they need. They're going to have their angels and their guides with them. You're there to steady and kind of coordinate the people, the staff, the other human people, and to maintain as much as possible the appropriate environment. But don't feel like you have to be there for this phase, because they're getting so much help from the other side, and you need to preserve your energy, because after they go, there's a million things to do that come crashing down, and you need to be up for that phase of the journey too.
Right.
Okay. Sorry I went on and on, but
That's all right. So wonderful. And I can agree with so much of that. When I know a dog is not a human, but when I put my dog down, I had to stop petting her and talking to her because I held her there for more than a half an hour accidentally. She fought off the medicine just to keep in contact like that, and I finally had to stop so that she could go. Um, anyway, so I pull a card, which is a little bit unusual, but I pulled a Pegasus Oracle. This oracle has been really, really great for me recently. And I pulled, which one did I pull? I pulled Winged Pegasus of the Air. Let's see if I can. Okay, that's not going to show
Wow.
up very well. But Winged Pegasus of the Air. Um, I'm just going to read. I'm just going to read the saying, because these are all pretty long. But it says, "Beloved Pegasus," so this is something you could repeat. "I call upon enlightened wisdom to manifest the blessings of the air element so that I may experience healing change, uplifting energy, freedom from restraint, and rapid progress for the ultimate spiritual benefit of all things." And when I tuned into your grandparents' spirit, I just kind of just tuned in just briefly. And one of the things I got instantly was they cherish the time that you are there with them. So just know that just the fact that you're thinking of them, you're being with them from time to time, don't have to be there all the time, like like both ladies have said, but they cherish that time. So thank you so much for your question, and we our hearts are with you
yeah.
right now, having to go through this. But just know that you're in a this is an amazing place to be, to help somebody over. Okay. Okay. Edward Kenneth is next. Okay. Edward Kenneth. says, about 5 years ago, my kitty Harry Bob disappeared after being out at night. No sign or clue. Can we see what happened? So,
Um,
I get
it's
that there
hard
were.
to. Oh,
You go
go
ahead.
ahead, Joan.
I'll just be real quick. I got that there was an encounter with a car. I don't know if this happened when it was cold or what, but I get the feeling the kitty might have jumped up on top of a tire or on a car or in the engine to keep warm, or just maybe snoozed up near somewhere. And it wasn't like someone intentionally hit the cat, but that there was an encounter with a car. And that's how the cat passed. What did you get, Jean?
I was getting something like that. I wasn't sure if it was another animal, but they were out prowling and, sowing their wild oats and just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I didn't really get too many more details. Because I shut down. I don't want to know the details either. But I was hoping that they would tell me that another family had him, but I didn't get that.
yeah, I'm getting Harry Bob is on the other side. He's looking at me from the stage. You know, that way that they sit like they're Bastet of the Egyptians. And he said, it was just an adventure. This adventure. That's what we do as cats. So I don't think that he has any real regrets here. So anyway, thank you though for that question. I'm not getting how either. I'm just getting that he's over there already and he's fine. He's doing
Yep, and
absolutely
they reincarnate quite quickly, so you may already have another pet. But yeah,
yes. So
So
Harry Bob is
sorry for your loss.
yeah. Okay, Rush. Rush is next. Okay. Rush, will yesterday morning's business meeting turn out to be fruitful? Okay, let's read on this. And I'm just going to assume Rush is here. Yep, she's here. Rush is here. Sorry. Okay.
there might be a delay. It won't look fruitful right away. But in the end, I think there's more work to be done. More, not work, but more communication, more planning, more organizing. It's not work. It's like you may have to hold hands or not hold hands, but, help it along. Or it's going, round and round, like not yet, soon. And then it went to yes. So I think that, with a little TLC. How about you, Joan?
Let
Joan's
me
got
just
hers out.
I've got all kinds of let's say. So is this business meeting going to turn out to be fruitful? It's the same thing Jean was getting. Yeah, so it's going to take some time, but yes. And when I first tuned in psychically, my throat chakra lit up, and I heard the phrase "speak it into being." So you need to get into that feeling and telling yourself that this is what's going to happen, and leaving room for the best possible way for it to manifest in your life. And so I got two different. This is sort of like both sides of the equation. I got the Six of Swords, which means, moving to smoother waters. So maybe there's some things that need to be smoothed out yet. before you get to the destination. And then I also got the Kingfisher. Prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you'll receive it in perfect form. So keep, what's that song? Keep on believing or something like that. And I think it's going to happen. It just might take a while.
Yeah. I got very close to that this is, when I consulted the pendulum, it said, yes, this is going to be fruitful. But again, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of time. But as I'm looking, when I was consulting your guides and stuff, I also saw a little gleam out of the, the agreement kind of thing. And so here's what I think. I think that something is going to improve in this. And that's one of the reasons that this is going to take just a little bit longer, because there's some idea out here that has been sparked by this meeting that will improve what's going on. And I did consult the pendulum. Is this in Russia's, for their good? And it said yes. So there's something that will even improve a little bit more, but it just takes a little bit of time. So I think that what you did is a great step forward and a good basis of what's going on. So thank you, Rush. Thank you so much for that question. And let's just go over here again. Let's take a look at some of these questions. Okay. So the next three are going to be Sue Toffee, Baka Bass, and CJ.
And I just want to do a shout out and say hi, Jill Sinanan, just visiting, and Wiki, and Craig Dixon. You guys all just got here. Thank you for coming. And S. Steele, thanks for coming, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. That's really great. Okay, so Sue Toffee, if you're here, could you just put in a little hi? And if you see her or here, could you make a note? So Sue Toffee, Baka Bass, and CJ, CJ's here. We're good. Sue Toffee's here. Okay, great. Let's go. Okay. So Sue asks, will I find a new rental home for my 2 cats and I in the next 4 weeks, or will we be able to stay where we are? I am looking for a job and it's a bad time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, this is an important question to see if we can give her a little bit of help. Okay.
I got a little bit of a delay on that, Sue. You will find a place, but it may not be exactly in 4 weeks. I see it closer to 6 or 8 weeks. You may need to bunk with somebody until you find that other place. But I don't see it being too much longer. I asked if it was, because I really wanted you to stay where you are. And I asked if you're going to stay where you are. And it started swinging like yes. And I said, is she going to stay where she is? And it said, then it changed to no. So it was a definite no because it was changing to no.
When I asked through the pendulum, I got a pretty strong yes. When I tuned in psychically, I saw you in a new place, but then somebody was taking the cats and going over here. Like you might need a place for the cats to stay for a while, or I don't know what or what. So the maybe I think you're going to be able to do it, but have a plan B, like a plan B if you can't find a place at all, or a plan B if you can't have a place that will accept the cats immediately. And then when I pulled cards, I got the Archangel of Patience that says, trust the process. And I got the Four of Pentacles, meaning money's tight. Try and get the best deal that you can. And it's hanging on to every coin there. And then I also got the Condor, hold the highest vision of your life. You now possess the ability to move past any hurdles. So you can do this. It might not look exactly perfectly as you've planned, but I think you're going to be able to do it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Joan.
Mm-hmm.
So I also went to the pendulum for a little bit to see if you are going to be able to stay. And I got a yes, but a qualified yes. So it was also vibrating as it's saying yes, saying there's a whole lot more going on there. So I would not really consider that a true yes. You might eke out a few more weeks, but I don't think you're going to stay there. And then, will you find a new home in the next 4 weeks? I got a no on that. You will find something, just not in as close as 4 weeks. So, but it's open. I got a feeling that it's not for lack of the universe trying. There is some place for you. You can make this work. And then I was looking at the job question too. And it says within this year, my pendulum said within this year, you'll get a job. So, but when I tried to get it timed a little closer, I could not, it would not cooperate at all. So I just think within this year, you're going to get a job. It's going to take a little bit of time. Let me just concentrate just a small bit on is there anything they can do to make this happen a little faster or find a little edge? They're saying, tell everybody you know that you're looking for a job and what you're looking for. Get a little specific because it's not enough for people to say, hey, I know this great person who could fill the job. They need to know a little bit more about what you actually want. I'm also getting the idea that you shouldn't just take anything. Yeah, that's probably not in your best interest to just grab any job to fill it. But I also got the feeling that maybe that's also because you may have more experience than just trying to take an entry-level job, and that might not allow you to get the job easy. So, okay, Sue, we hope that helps. And then Baka base, did anyone see if they are here?
I think they did say hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
great. Okay, so Baka base says, hello, a reading please on any messages from my guides. And do you see a buyer for my condo appear in 2025? Okay, well, that's a pretty big stretch of a question there, but we will give it a shot.
Oh, so Baka Base, the first thing I heard them say to you right away is to believe in yourself and to trust yourself. Worry not if and when, just be confident that, and they want you to practice your own manifestation. I do feel as though you are quite spiritual. You have connection with your spirit guides and angels, and you do have a knowing and a gut feeling. Your solar plexus is very active, and they're saying that trust in the divine timing. and it's a lesson in letting go of control and saying, I know that the best buyer or the best, is it a buyer? Yeah, the
Mhm.
best buyer for my condo will come in the time, in divine timing, in the time where it's appropriate, and sort of let it go and have this trust in the universe, and to, and it's a exercise in letting go of control, but they want you to practice your own connection to your own spirit and to focus on this. Like they said, you already put your order in. You don't have to keep giving us your order. We have it. They're working on it already. And I do feel as though you have magical things occurring around you every day. And I know that we all want to know. We all want to know if and when, but they really want you to practice this trust and write down each day what you're feeling about that trust. And, mhm, and just maybe record it or document it so that when things do happen and you're like, I knew it all along, I was not worried about it, it happened with or without us, because this is what we asked for. They don't need our help in getting it to us, but I know, I believe me, I wanting to know, because we have planning, we have life to happen, but just try and have that time in flexible. But I think you'll know in plenty of time, and then you'll have time to prepare after that. It's like, I can't make my next step, I can't go and find my next place, or I can't, you know get the dog that I want until I know that I can have that. I know there's your whole life is on hold until that is hinging. So this is why we want to know when. But just trust, and they want you to practice this. This is an opportunity for you to practice the trust in your guides and angels. And they keep wanting me to say angels, because I feel like it's your angels that you're working with.
Cool. When I tuned in, I just asked the pendulum about the buyer in 2025, and I got sort of a maybe in 2025, but definitely by early 2026. So we'll see how that goes. But then I was just asking for a message from your guides, and I think this means they're there to support you until you can fly on your own, and to help you fly on your own. Because in two different ways, they showed me, first you were on like a winged white horse, Pegasus, and you're coming right at me, and you're riding bareback, no bridle, no saddle, no anything. And then the horse kind of drops away, but you keep going. You're flying on your own. And then it's like, okay, Joan didn't quite get that. Then I saw you like, it's October, or it's getting toward October, and Halloween season and everything. So I saw you on a flying broomstick, and the same thing. You're flying on the broom, and then the broom goes away, but you keep flying. So there's, do what you need to do. Come ask questions of people like us for a while, and do whatever you need to do to kind of these exercises to kind of get yourself in the flow until you can fly solo. And they, in two ways there, they showed me that you're going to be flying on your own really quickly. So that's cool.
That is so cool.
I love that imagery, Joan. That was so telling. That was beautiful.
I also, like Joan, got that the process of selling will start before the end of 2025. So I'm thinking it starts in December, but ends in January. So I think you'll finally get a really good offer bite in December, and then that will be finished in the coming year. I also got something else. So your guides are just really happy with you. They're very supportive. Um, I could go on and tell you, like, they want you to talk to them more and things like that. But they keep putting this image in my head that they will not let me let go of. So a lot of times when you want to sell real estate, there's this thing that people say all the time: get a little statue of Saint Joseph and put it upside down in your yard, in the ground. But in this case, for some reason, maybe your condo doesn't have ground, or maybe you can't do that. Maybe there's too much cement or something. And they keep showing me, they just won't let it go away, getting the statue of St. Joseph and putting it upside down in a bag of rice. They want you to bury it in the rice. And that way you don't have to do it outside, and you don't have to maybe have your neighbors watch you doing something that they might feel like is kind of nutsy. But they won't they are not letting that image go. And I've never heard of putting it in a bag of rice at all, but that's what I got. So
that's really good advice, Terri, because, it's about us trusting that St. Joseph or our action will, and then letting go so that the angels will take care of it. And you can even write or draw a stick figure and say, this is St. Joseph, and stick that in. Like, it's just our action of letting it go and trusting that the spirit world and our angels will take care of it for us. It's really, because it's not until we let go of it and we say, oh, I did that, I buried it, it's in there, now it's going to happen. And it's almost like when we align with that reality that it's going to happen, that's when it can happen,
I love that advice, to just draw your own St. Joseph. And
yeah,
that's so cool, because to be honest, people have said this a while, but I don't even know where I'd go to find a St. Joseph statue. So there we go. So, Poker Base, let us know. We always love feedback for this sort of thing. If it sells in a couple months, or if it, whenever it does, let us know, because that is really cool. Oh, and Akila B, she says, wow, I never knew that. Note to self, statue St. Joseph's upside down in the yard.
Yep, I've done that.
I've heard about this many times, that helps sell property really fast. But there you go. That was cool. Okay, CJ, you're next. Okay, let's see, CJ.
Oh, and Bakabe said she'd already did the Saint Joe in the ground.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. Then you don't got to go find the rice and do that.
Perfect.
Yay. Okay, Bakabe, please still tell us how it goes, because we would just really love to know. So CJ says, I have a message from my guides about my spiritual path. Okay.
I'm going to back up to Bakabe one more time. Maybe they just said do it in the rice in your condo unit rather than in the ground outside. So maybe that's so maybe this one can just be a drawn one in the bag of rice. So
good thinking, Joan.
Double up on that St. Joseph.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, now we're switching to CJ.
Okay, CJ. This is, guys, about my spiritual path.
So there's, I don't know if decisions are to be made, but they're saying it's almost like your choice, like multiple choice for you, CJ. It's almost like what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. And I know you've been putting in a lot of intention and a lot of, I don't know about, I know you've been putting in a lot of intention, and you have been expecting for things to come online, because you learned what it looks like, and you learned what to look for, and you learned what other people do, and you learned what it looks like when other people get messages, and you've had signs and synchronicities, and you're just wondering, what is next for me? Like what more, what direction? And it's almost like they're saying there is no wrong direction, there is no wrong choice. They're saying that when you do choose one, it's almost like what you are seeking is seeking you. I do see you working a little bit in the Reiki field, and what I mean by that is just learning how to do Reiki for yourself and or a healing modality, and that is inspiring me to do like a little healing 101 on chakras, um, and just it's almost like try it. It's almost like take a little sample of different things. And I do see that the healing will help to enhance your spiritual intuition, and you have signs and synchronicities, and you'll be able to put like two and two together when you put these when you do this type of activity. And what it is, it's about trust. You're I don't know if you you're really tough on yourself and you have high expectations of yourself, and you're like, I should be like so and so. Why am I not able to be like so and so? And why can't I hear like this one does, or see like that one does? And it's really about finding your own way, but trying a little bit different things. If you've tried tarot, you've tried oracle, you've tried pendulum, you've tried what are those? I always forget those dowsing rods, and
Right.
or just try different things. And these are all just tools and modalities and things, but it's about your intention and your connection. And it's about trusting yourself. Because I'm telling you, unless you get out there and practice and try these things, it's hard to know if you're connected, because you have nothing to gauge that against. So I hope that I'm actually offering a fall package for my psychic study practice group. If you're interested in coming in, you can be a total beginner, and I come in, we do a little meditation. I show you a exercise or technique, and then we go into a practice group if you want to try that, CJ. If you haven't already, and it's only CJ, so you may already be signed up. I don't know, but so you may be under a different name, is what I mean. But something, but healing would be really fun, and I think I might do like a little 2-hour thing, and the chakra healing, that would be fun, and let everybody try it and see what they get.
Yeah. She says, I'm interested, but I may be working.
Oh, are you working on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern? I think you may have wanted to try it before.
Yeah. When I tuned in, I was getting the idea that kind of like what Jean was saying, that you're trying lots of things and maybe forcing a little bit and comparing yourself to other people, and they say just let go of that. And then when I pulled cards, I got the Archangel of Grace, who said more flow, less hustle. So and that's exactly the feeling I was getting. I also got the Condor, and part of that is let go of the past and welcome a rebirth. So if the past was like trying to say, okay, if I do step 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to be reading like anything the next month, and you can get really judgmental about yourself and really frustrated about that. So just try to let go of the self-judgment and allow that rebirth to begin. And even if it's like, I would love to be able to read like these two do, but I'm happy being able to see weird pictures in my head. And speaking of that, when I first tuned in, I saw you like jumping from one stepping stone to another. But then the stepping stone started going down this really steep hill, and you took a jump and just like went off into this mist. Like you were really, really trusting. You weren't like going, okay, here's the plan, I have to do this. You just kind of jumped off and started flying. So I think you're at that point, kind of like in the last image about letting go and just trusting yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And accepting yourself for who you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Terri?
I think I'm getting pretty much the same things. So the first thing they showed me as I kind of tuned into your energies, they put this beautiful red plum on the stage. One of those plums, that kind of comes to a point a little bit at the end, and it's perfectly ripe. It's just so great. If you bit into that plum, the juices would kind of rush all over you. And what they're telling me by that, and then they're showing me that you are ripe. You are really ripe right now. You've been doing a lot of things to get to where you want to go, to develop your powers. And then they show me you standing there with your hands open wide, and the juice of that plum is just coming down like rain, and you're just accepting it. You're just there basking in it. And from there they said, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. In other words, don't try too hard. Just let the love and the information that you've been getting, just go ahead and go with the flow. If the next class that comes up that seeks your interest is Reiki, go with it. Or if you want to learn about clairs more, go with it. And again, I'm just going to double down on what both ladies said. Don't compare yourself with others, because what all of our jobs is to deliver the message. Okay. And however people can receive the message, not everybody can listen to what I say and receive it. Not everybody can listen to what Joan says and receive it. Or Jean. That's why we have to have many people doing it their way, doing the way spirit interacts with you. Because your special way is the way that somebody else is going to be able to receive the message. That's the basis of our job. Just deliver the message. We don't have to make sure somebody received it. We just got to deliver it. And that's what they're interested in. And they want to make sure that you do it your way. Your way is the right way for you. Yeah. And that's why comparison is ridiculous.
CJ says she has plums in her yard. Yeah, they're probably the ones. And that's a good luck too, for manifestation and for fertility, to have a fruit tree in your yard.
Oh.
And you're definitely like 3/4 of the way there, CJ. And your belief and your open-mindedness and your knowing that we are a soul in a human body is like so it's such a big part of it. And then letting go of that ego criticism and self-comparison and stuff is the other part. But it comes with practice. So find some place to practice. Start your own practice group.
Yeah.
Ask around. But
ladies, we are very close to the hour. Time has really flown here. And we haven't picked the next people to come. So do you have, like, let's say 10 more minutes that we could do one more question or not?
barely. I have another show coming up.
Oh, okay. So that will be the end, because all of the questions I have in the queue are kind of long and involved.
Sorry.
No problem. I love it when the shows go like this, where I completely lose track of the time, where that you're just involved in the readings and the time just flows by with nothing going on. So
how about if we do something for the collective? Because I know that is a lot of energy out there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pull a card.
So they want everybody to know that it's important for you to call them in, invite them in. This goes for loved ones, angels, and spirit guides. They want you to communicate with them and invite them. They want you to pull a card each day and read what the message is. Write a question in the morning before you leave for your day or begin your day. And as you go through your day, if you get the answer, write that down too. Or when you get the answer, but practice in little bits in every way. And they want you to almost incorporate it, not just save it for when you're doing meditation or when you're watching these shows. You do it in the shower. Just say, I hope the healing waters come over me and wash away all of my judgment and open up channels for me to hear my spirit guides. Whatever, do a little ritual. Drink a glass of water and drink half of it before you go to bed and say, may I dream of my spirit guides and angels and have an answer to my question. When you wake up when you put your feet on the ground, you drink the rest of the water down and, do that type of, find something that you can do, little ways that you can let your spirit guides, angels, ancestors, loved ones, and fairies know that you're open to working with them. But, and I don't mean but, and I mean but when they do answer you, it might be a little startling, and just say, show me in the gentlest, kindest way. But if it's like one time I saw like the lights flicker and I was like, and I'm like, ooh, who's that? It's startling. You just say, thank you. Give me something a little less. Show me a little birdie or show me a butterfly. Sometimes you get the answer. So just say, look, in the most gentlest, kindest way, right?
Yes.
That's
I've
beautiful.
experienced that.
When I tuned in, I saw kind of like a little shelter being built over us to kind of be a protection against all the chaos in the world right now. That yes, we have to be aware of what's going on, but to kind of protect ourselves from it. And when I drew a card, I got the Archangel of Virtue, who said, open your heart. So open your heart to the change that you want to be and the change you want to see. And when you live from your heart, and it'll help you recognize the positive things going on, even if it's the plums on the tree. That's a really wonderful thing. And to be grateful for that, that's going to help us get through, all of us as a collective, to get through these difficult times. How about you, Terri?
I pulled a card out of this Pegasus Oracle deck, and I pulled Twin Flame Pegasus of Omega Centauri. I've never really seen that one, but the important part about it is Twin Flame Pegasus brings healing for all forms of connection, including the repair of nerves, connective tissues, and bones, and provides insight to help you heal efforts of the past, which may be interfering with your freedom to live fully now. There's no special encouragement here for the healing matters around soulmates, twin flames, soul tribe, and karmic connection. So, just healing of all of those things. So that's what they're saying for everybody. I keep getting that, even though it seems we're in utter chaos politically and stuff, and just jobs and selling our houses and all that, that somehow we are in such a connection with the other side right now, that there's a lot of healing going on right now, a lot. So go ahead and take from that whatever you wish.
And
so
Terri and I also do private readings, and Craig was so kind to say that to contact Terri for a personal reading. She does. I'm together with Terri all the time. She is phenomenal. Please do contact Terri for a personal reading. You will not be disappointed. And are you back from?
I do personal readings.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if you're. I mean, I know you're still mending, but so Joan is also available for private readings, as am I, and we all do love the opportunity. And Akila says, need to add that Pegasus deck to my list.
I am really enjoying this deck right now. Yes. Well, ladies, it's been fun. And I'm so glad you're here with me, and that we've done a lot in this hour. So we better let everybody go and let Joan. Well, first of all, Jean, Where can they catch you?
I'm going to have Marina from Heart Center Tarot is going to be on my channel today in about 15 minutes. So yeah, I'll be back on with Marina. We're going to be doing some personal questions and spiritual questions. It's always a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And Joan, where can they
Not this Thursday, but next Thursday I'll be with Allie on Meeting with Mediums, probably. So yeah,
That's good. It's really fun that Allie's kind of getting back into that. She's still a little bit in vacation mode, but she's back in the saddle here.
sounds good.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and we gotta go already. So
Thanks,
see you
everyone.